All right, are we ready?
Yeah. Sumegha, you forgot to do it.
Yeah, you have to do it.
I didn't know if you do. I have to do it.
Okay, 3,
Okay.
2, 1.
Really good.
Really warmed
really
up.
Good. Hello, and welcome to Outside the Search Bar, the podcast where we try to answer questions without using Google. I'm Emily Schubach, and I'll turn it over to my brother / co-host,
Jacob. Hi, everyone. I'm Jacob. So each week, Emily and I are going to come prepared with questions that we don't know the answer to. We each have notes on our phone that are filling up with an astounding number of questions. Yes, astounding, which we say literally every week, which is honestly a testament to how little we actually know.
Of course, we would be remiss not to take any listener questions. So if you have a tough question you want us to try to answer on the podcast, you can send us an email to searchbarpodcast@gmail.com or follow us on social at searchbarpodcast.
And now that that's over, we have our next guest because we don't want to answer these questions alone. Our guest is Sumegha Juneja, who I know because we went to college together.
Yay!
Woo! Welcome, Sumegha.
Thank you for having me. Hi everyone, I'm Sumegha. I work in market research. How did I get here?
How did you get here?
How did I get here? I was invited by Jacob, and he conferred with Emily, and now I'm here. I identify as she/her. And why did I decide to be on the podcast? Honestly, it sounded like a really fun idea, and Jacob and Emily are really funny people, so I knew they would make it hilarious.
So here we are.
Thank you.
Yeah, so here we are.
So now we have questions for you. Can you tell us something fun that you searched this week?
Oh my.
Oh,
Do they
my.
have to be health? Okay. Okay, first
This
thing
is a
I searched.
podcast. Please be careful.
First thing, you guys know I'm a big reader. So I saw a TikTok recently that like triggered a childhood memory of these like international diaries of famous women around the world. It's like young adults. So it's like one was about like Queen Mary of Scots, and one was about like Queen Elizabeth, and it's like a diary, so it's like fiction. It's not like real in any way. And like I was searching that because I was like, oh my god, I remember this, and I was like, do I still have these books? Like, so I'm gonna go search for them eventually, because I know they're in the house somewhere. But I was just searching for them because I was like, wow, I remember. I was just like, that nostalgia was just. I don't know, peak happiness. Yeah, it was peak happiness.
Did you cry?
No, but
Did you want
I did
to
get.
cry?
Yeah, kind of.
Big mood always.
It was just so. I just like because I remember how happy I was when I was reading those books, and it just like kind of sucks that they don't have like that kind of representation on TV because like. I would love to see like those books made into a TV series because they're so interesting. Like everyone's like, I don't know. I just feel like people back then were more interesting than people will be now in the future.
Wow, that's a big claim.
I know.
I think I'm pretty interesting.
No, I know. Like I'm not saying that like not everyone I know everyone I know has like super different lives, but like back then there was
nothing going on back then.
Yeah.
No, there was like, not to say that it's a good thing, but like wars and like takeovers and acquisitions and like the learning of like the making of history, like hieroglyphics and like, I don't know, finding dinosaur bones. Like you can't find like there's very few like dinosaur bones being found now because they were found back then. Like, stuff like that that like makes now where we are now, I guess not necessarily less important, but less important for me.
That's fair.
But
I feel like you could have content about like technological advances.
Right.
Like, that's gonna be the next
version
of this.
Yeah, exactly. So like the internet came around what, 1990s, but that's still like 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Like that's not unless like they really like make flying cars or like AI really advances, or like we actually like live in another planet, like. Stuff.
I
like
hope
that.
the future version of this book is like tweets by important people.
There is a comedy show where people come and they like all like they'll like read out of their childhood diaries, and it's like the most dramatic reading of like their childhood memories, because like when you write in a diary as a child, it's like really funny if you look back at it. So that does exist somewhere, and I'll find it and I'll send it to you, Sumegha.
Okay, thank you, Jacob.
Really good.
You're welcome. So that'll take us to our first segment, which is called What's Trending, where we look at the latest Google search trends from the week and, you know, give some context about them. So this week we saw that Johnny Depp was trending because he is in a trial with Amber Heard over defamation, I believe is the cause. But Emily, I know that you said that you had some firsthand experience.
I mean, not quite, but so I found out that the court case is like close to me, which one, just interesting. This is actually something I Googled this week of why. So basically the reason why was that the original like defamation expose was posted in the Washington Post, which is headquartered in Virginia.
It is?
Apparently so.
Then what's the Washington one that's like the other Washington?
The Seattle Times. Oh.
Wait, does Jeffrey Bezos own the one that's it's in Washington,
Washington, D.C.? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was in Seattle. And I was like, why is he buying something in Seattle?
No.
I saw Jeff Bezos once. He came into the restaurant that I worked at.
Wow. And what were your impressions of him?
His head looked pretty bald from the back.
That's fair. Wow. Was he tall?
I don't know. He was seated. I think so.
Isn't he like 5'9"?
I'm gonna Google it. This is
how tall is Jeff Bezos? I would guess like 5'11". I don't know why, but that's what I would guess. I have never seen a billionaire in real life.
5'7".
Oh, he's
wow.
like one of
Mark
the Oppenheim
Zuckerberg
brothers.
is also 5'7".
So it means a requirement for billionaires?
Something in that billionaire water.
Bill Gates is 5'10". So.
Oh.
So there's like a range.
Yeah.
There's a range.
Interesting. Like the Rockettes.
Yeah.
Rockette auditions were last week too.
Did you audition?
I almost went.
Is Rihanna a billionaire?
Rihanna?
Yeah.
I feel like she ought to be. Rihanna is now officially a billionaire as of August 4th, 2021.
I think I've seen Rihanna, so I guess I have seen a billionaire. And probably the
That's
best billionaire
cool.
to see out of all of them.
Mm-hmm. This
Anyways.
is the second time we've discussed Rihanna on the What's Trending.
Anyways, back to the Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing. So the Washington Post is where it was first announced.
Yeah.
She like wrote an expose in the Washington Post. And
Amber Heard did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so now Johnny Depp is obviously suing.
And so
But
that's
I
why
think
it's taking
she's
place in
countersuing
Washington.
too.
She's countersuing.
Got it. So then you saw the court case?
No, I thought I did. So I went to court on Monday for a volunteering thing that I do. Don't worry, I didn't get arrested. And I pulled up and there was like a bunch of vans outside and I was like, oh my God, is this the media? Like, is this where it's going to be? Like, I could be in the courtroom right next to them. It wasn't. It was just a white van. I don't know what they were doing there, but
Washington, D.C. is a big place. Like, there's probably... Are there multiple courthouses in Washington, D.C.?
Probably.
I don't know. This was in Virginia. It's like there's obviously multiple in Virginia.
Wait, aren't courthouses usually open for public? Like the public is allowed to like sit in?
Yeah, no, people. I think people went and stood outside. I don't know if they let them in because it was such like a high profile case.
Yeah.
But I saw in like the Washington D.C. probs, like they interviewed the people who like showed up at 6 a.m. Like, I want to see Johnny Depp.
What a strange thing to do.
Right?
I want to see a
would
famous
do
person. What?
Yeah. It's so I mean, not that I don't like trials, but it's like it'd be interesting, like just saying, oh, I went to like their trial, like to see what it was like. I wouldn't necessarily go for like a famous person. Obviously that's like a plus, but like I would one day like to go to a courthouse and like see a trial. Yeah.
I would love
I want to
be
be called for jury duty. Yes.
Me too. Yeah.
No, okay. I got excited because I got a letter in the mail that was like, hey, we need to update like your juror information. And I was like, I'm getting called for jury duty, but they were just like confirming my address or something.
Oh.
And then I moved, so like
I got that too, and I was so excited. I'm like, oh, am I gonna finally be called for jury duty? And like, no, they were just updating my address.
You should be able to volunteer for jury duty. I mean, you'd probably
I
get
would
some like
volunteer
really
all the
strange
time.
volunteers, but like
That's true.
who like really want to go to court. But like, I think they feed you while you're there, right? I've heard
They give you like a $10 stipend to buy
Yeah.
lunch or something.
Yeah.
Like,
One of my coworkers was on like a grand jury once, and she had to go every Wednesday for a whole year. And like every Wednesday, I would just be like buried into work because she had to go to jury duty.
What was the case for?
I think it was like multiple cases because it was like
Oh,
some
okay.
grand jury or whatever. And then our boss told someone that she was going to court because she was like arrested or something, and they believed her, and it was messy because she tried to make a joke and it just didn't work. Anyways,
that's awkward. I made a joke about the IRS coming after me at work the other day, and like people were concerned.
the IRS is a scam.
Yeah.
They did come after me once though.
Why?
Tax evasion. No, so like I worked for a company that apparently had like 2 LLCs. So I filed my taxes under one and they like claimed my income under the other. So the IRS was like, hey, we got this information that you made like X thousand dollars from this LLC that you didn't claim. You got to pay taxes on it. And they were like, if you want to dispute this, like, please send us a letter and documentation back to this address. So I, being the millennial who didn't have a printer, like hand wrote a letter that said, dear IRS, I don't.
Was it on loose leaf paper?
It was on white, like computer paper. But I didn't.
Purple marker.
No, it was a pen, but I didn't have like real size envelopes. I just had greeting card envelopes from when I send like nice letters to people. So like I folded it up really tight.
That's what the IRS deserves. And it went away?
Yeah, well, it was awkward because like they sent that to me in January of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was like due like in April or something, like to contest it. So I sent it in, and then the pandemic happened and they were busy with all the stimulus checks and stuff. So it took them like close to a full year to get back to me to be like, oh, you're fine.
Taxes are made up. They're so stupid.
Yeah.
We should
Stupid
debate
lobbyists.
taxes next time. Should be one of our questions. All right. So that is a nice little segue into our bread and butter of the podcast, the question and answer, where we try to answer some questions that we just come up with. Emily, would you like to go first?
Yes, I would love to. I totally forgot what my question was. Hold on.
Period.
Oh, yes. What constitutes the difference between a murder and an assassination? And what do I have to do that, like, if I get killed, it's deemed an assassination? Because that seems more dramatic. If I have to get killed, like, I want it to be like a headline, not just like, oh, murder, like assassinated.
Yeah, right. Yeah, obviously. Assassination. Obviously. My first thought is assassination is front page news, whereas murder is like in the newspaper. So, so I think if you want to get assassinated, you have to be on the front page.
Yeah, so I'm assuming you'd be like a person of like influence. But also, I think assassinations are like usually more premeditated than first degree murder. Like you have to have like plans upon plans upon plans, and like make sure you have everything right. And of course, most people you probably use a sniper gun rifle.
You have to get sniped to be an assassin. Unfortunately.
Well, I don't think Abraham Lincoln was sniped. Like he was shot at close range, right? Did they even have
but that was back
rifles?
in like the 1800s.
Yeah, but are you saying Abraham
Sumegha.
Lincoln? Yeah.
If you wrote a diary about it, would it be more fun?
Abraham Lincoln was absolutely assassinated. No question.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I also feel like nowadays it's more like impersonal, whereas like for John Booth, I feel like it was personal.
What do you mean impersonal? I feel like you have to have some personal.
I feel like there's like a political motive.
Yeah, like I feel like, there's like contract killers involved and all that.
Well, it doesn't have to be political because what was his face got assassinated? John Lennon. I was going to say John Legend, but that's not right.
Oh, John Lennon was assassinated?
What?
Yeah.
I thought he was alive.
I don't think he is.
Isn't he from the Beatles?
Yeah, didn't someone shoot him and now there's like a thing in New York? Ooh, we might have to be doing some Googling today. You know the Beatle lovers are going to be in our mentions. Like, no, I'm pretty sure John Lennon got assassinated.
I don't. That doesn't sound familiar to me, but I
Yeah.
have no reason
That's
to
like a
dispute you.
pretty big assassination. Like when you
Is
think of
it?
big assassinations, it's Abraham Lincoln, John Lennon, and
Archduke
JFK.
Franz Ferdinand.
Franz
John F.
Ferdinand.
Kennedy.
Didn't
All
he get-
politically motivated, though.
Wait, was Franz Ferdinand the one who got defenestrated?
The
No.
defenestration of Prague? No.
He was the
No.
he was the catalyst for World War One.
Mrs. O'Barr would be very disappointed in you.
As
Jacob.
she should be.
Hegemony. Hegemony. For context, we had this AP Euro teacher who was like, if you use the word hegemony in your AP Euro exam, you'll get a 5.
Oh my
And-
god! I think my AP teacher also said something similar to that, but it was a different word. And I was
What
just
was the
like,
word?
I don't know. I don't remember because I
I
didn't
didn't get a
remember.
5.
What score did you get on your AP Euro exam?
In AP Euro. Oh, I don't think I got. Listen. I'm not a good test taker. Like I never will be, but I'm smart in that I remember like certain things. Obviously, I think I got a 3, but I got a 4 on US and a 4 on Lit. I think those are the only ones I took.
Fair.
I think I got a
Anyways,
3 on US. We digress.
I think I got
my
a 5 on US.
oh
Oh,
my god,
wow.
overachiever.
Maybe I made that up.
My
It doesn't
US
matter.
history teacher, my A push teacher, she was super surprised I got a 4, and I'm like, bitch, let me just.
I know that I got a 4 in Euro. That I was like very proud of because I was like, I didn't know a damn thing that was happening the entire time, which is probably why I don't know what the difference between an assassination and a murder is.
Honestly.
There
I
must
think
be.
there has to be political motivation.
I don't think that's true because
But-
John Lennon got fucking assassinated.
I
Was
think
Marilyn
it's powerful.
Monroe
I don't think she was
murdered?
assassinated. I think she was murdered. No, I think she overdosed on something.
No, that's like messy.
So they say.
Oh, you're talking
So
about
they
the
said.
We're getting
conspiracy
into
theory.
conspiracy theories now.
we're gonna segue right out of conspiracy theory.
I feel like it was just about time before this podcast turned into conspiracy theories.
Mostly fair.
Okay, but do people actually believe that she had an affair with JFK?
Yes.
Yeah, probably. People believe anything.
No, I mean, like, is there like, I mean, not people believing, but like, is there actual like proof somewhere that people are like basing this on?
All I know is that she's saying happy birthday in a sultry manner. And that's
That
all I
gets
got.
me every time.
It's the girls going. Anyways, back to assassination versus murder. Let's get on the straight and narrow, y'all.
Yes.
Murder.
Murder consists of first degree and second degree, and assassination is for people of influence. I guess you could say it that way.
Yeah, but what
Yeah.
deems you as like an influential person? Like, do you have to have like 300,000 followers and a blue check mark, or like
I think anyone who considers themselves,
a public figure?
yeah,
Oh, that makes sense.
like anyone who you see like in the news on social media. I mean, like
If they have a
now-
Wikipedia page.
yeah, I guess, yeah. Oh my god, then my cousin's wife is a public figure. Wow,
Wow, your cousin's wife has
Hope she doesn't get
she has a
killed.
Wikipedia page.
She got a Wikipedia. Maybe we should just start making Wikipedia pages for ourselves. We have a
Here
podcast,
we
which
go.
means we could probably make one. What are they going to do? Say no?
That's true. Maybe. They probably will. But
I would love to know who's behind Wikipedia. It's a good question.
everyone. It's crowdsourced,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah, but somebody's got to be like.
No, I mean, no,
keeping
they
the
actually
lights
like
on.
people say like they're not like, fact checked, but they're pretty fact checked. Like if you go down, there's always sources.
That is true.
And I think
Mhm.
there's historians employed too.
Interesting.
That'd be fun.
I think now's a good time for us to jump into our hypotheses before we Google. Emily, would you like to share yours?
Yeah, I think that an assassination has to have some sort of like political, or maybe in like a social kind of, like Martin Luther King kind of vibe, motivation. And murder is just, you got killed. For like me, I don't know, personal reasons. Sumegha, don't laugh. That's
I'm
death.
Well, I feel like a personal reason can be political, where it's just like, Emily, you're about to fuck up my bag. I'm going to kill you.
How is that political?
I think that would be more murder.
Financially political to me.
I think it's what's the main motivation. Like
Yeah.
your main motivation was to get back at me. Personal murder.
I won't murder you. I
Thank you.
promise.
I won't mess up your bag or whatever.
My hypothesis is that John Lennon was assassinated. I believe that is true. That is my hypothesis. I also think that you have to have some level of clout to be assassinated. Like you have to have, I don't think it's quantifiable by the number of followers that you have, but at least 20,000 to get assassinated. You have to have some certain like level of you've been covered in public profiles at some point to be assassinated. I don't know how much you have to be, you know.
And like, who's the judge of that? The newspaper that writes about it?
Probably. But also, like, if an assassin comes after you, like, if I hired an assassin to assassinate you.
How is that not just a hitman?
Yeah, I think that's just murder.
No, because they're trained as an assassin.
So contract killers.
I don't know.
Does anyone know how to access the dark web?
So second page of Google. How would you? I don't want to know. I don't want to know how to.
Sumegha, what's your hypothesis?
Okay, my hypothesis is that an assassination is like someone of power, like someone who was of powerful influence, like whether it's like through political, social, cultural, whatever, and like they're covered about it in the media, like again, social news, whatever, and they had some kind of like effect on the world in general, like, you know, like JFK or like you said, Martin Luther King Jr. I think a murder is like literally like, oh, like I'm in the subway and I randomly get killed.
Let's try not to get killed.
Yeah, like I mean, probably that's the goal, but like if it
every time I go on public transportation, my goal is not to get killed.
Especially in New York City, I just feel like it's a lot right now there.
There's a lot going on. Okay, so I'm gonna Google it. I would just like to say I started to type what's the difference between, and some of the suggested searches are pretty good. An alligator and a crocodile, affect versus effect, millionaire and billionaire, which seems pretty obvious to me, but okay. Alzheimer's and dementia, which I actually don't know that one. And then psychopath and a sociopath. So kind of concerned that that's suggested. How many people are looking that up? But do you know the actual answer?
Yeah, sociopath is like someone who literally does not feel emotion like at all. They don't have any emotional connection to anyone in their life. They don't like think about they're very logical people. And then psychopath is just like a lesser version of a sociopath, but they actually like feel stuff and get joy from like doing bad things.
Okay, that makes sense. So I started to type out more. So I said, what's the difference between murder and there are a lot of options. Manslaughter, homicide, capital murder, assassination, killing, felony murder, aggravated murder, voluntary manslaughter, execution, or malice murder.
Oh my.
A lot of ways to die. Okay.
I searched if John Lennon, not John Legend.
Something John Legend.
It's very confusing for my brain. The Wikipedia page says the murder of John Lennon. So he wasn't assassinated according to Wikipedia. But it's still very sad that he was fatally wounded.
So he is dead.
He is dead, unfortunately.
Okay. So our source for today's episode is difference between .info. Key difference.
What a great source.
Where we find these. Murder is the killing of one human being by another. It is usually done for personal reasons such as love, anger, or greed. An assassination is the murder of an important person, which is conducted for political or religious reasons. So we were right.
An important person, but like what quantifies important?
Well, they just said it. Political, religious.
Well, like I could kill someone for a political reason. Like if Jacob disagreed with my political viewpoints and I killed him because of that, is that an assassination or
no?
not?
That would be a murder.
Jacob's not.
I think if
important.
it affected a political decision, like if it affected, like if I was the swing vote who was deciding between who's president and not, then it would be an assassination. A swing vote in California. That could be considered an assassination. But it does remind me that you wanted to be the first female pope.
Yeah,
which would be
I did.
A reason to be assassinated.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, don't you guys? I thought you guys didn't go to church, unless I was wrong.
Okay,
so just because you don't go to church doesn't mean you can't be the pope. Don't gatekeep.
We were raised Roman Catholic, and we went to religion classes, and they were discussing like how to be the pope, of like priest, and then a bishop, and then like a cardinal, and then the pope. Mm-hmm. So I was like, how do I become the pope?
Wait, it's like a 4-step process.
I don't know.
That's so easy.
It's probably like simplified.
The career ladder is so easy to become the pope.
Also, I think you'd be nominated. I don't think you would be like.
I think the cardinals like nominate.
Yeah.
Don't you like perform miracles or some shit too?
That's to be a saint.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I asked how I could do it, and she like reiterated the process, and I was like, no, how do I individually make this happen? And they were just like, well, you can't because you're a girl. And I'm like, I don't understand this.
That's so
and they're like, the Pope has to be a boy. And I'm like, but I want to be the Pope. And it was just like this back and forth of like little 7-year-old me or whatever being like, what? And they're like, you can be a nun. And I'm like, that's not the point. I want to be the number one person. Like, ambition, guys.
It is kind of messed up that they won't let women be cardinals.
I mean,
because you probably can't even be a cardinal or whatever.
You can't be a priest.
I think like in the Orthodox church you can.
Yeah, but the Pope is specifically Roman Catholic.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to become a priest in a different sect of
You should be the Pope. You should be the Pope for Halloween.
That seems kind of like not
sacrilegious.
I think the current Pope is definitely more liberal than others, from what I've heard. But what do I know?
I don't know. Let's go on to the next question.
I am going to Rome at the end of the year, so I'll ask him.
Yeah, just go to Vatican and like walk straight up to like the big doors and be like, "Hey, like, can I be the Pope? Can I play the Pope for the day?"
I'll bring a resume and just like slide it under the door.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. Okay, so my question was, let me look at it, because I want to get the phrasing right. Okay. How many potatoes are used to make potato chips per year? The reason I had this question was because I was eating Lay's sour cream and onion potato chips, and I was like, these are so delicious. I wonder how they make them. And then I was like, I wonder how many potatoes are in each bag. And then it ultimately became, how many potatoes are we using to make potato chips per year?
Is this just the United States?
I feel like it should just be I think it should just be the United States, because I don't know like how many like European, South American, I don't know any of the other countries or continents, I mean, and like how many chips they're eating.
Or crisps if you're in London.
Crisps.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my question, because I feel like there's like a lot of potato chips. Like when you go to the store, like there's just a whole wall of potato chips.
Yeah, but like half the bags are just like filled with air.
Okay.
Like most of the bags are just filled with air. Like half
this is true.
Half air, half chips.
Strategy wise, I'm thinking we find out the population of the United States.
300 million.
We guess how many bags of potato chips a single person eats per year.
Like probably like 17. No, it's got to be more than
that.
Yeah, but like on average, like I probably eat like 4.
Wait, are we talking about the big ones or the small ones?
4 bags per year?
Yeah, I don't eat that many potato chips.
I'm eating like a bag a week.
Yeah, me too.
Like a family-sized bag per week.
Yeah.
So let's say the average person does, we'll say 40, round down. Like that seems a little excessive to eat a bag a week.
Yeah.
Because some people don't eat potato chips. So 40.
But like
30.
30?
Yeah.
Would be safe. Okay,
yeah.
So 30 bags.
30 bags of potatoes?
A year.
But like what size bags?
Like the big ones.
Like a family size bag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're like also counting like
how many potatoes go into that bag?
Are you typing this down?
8. No.
You think 8 potatoes per bag?
I think it's 2.5.
Because like when you think of like a potato, like it's kind of heavy.
Okay, but also like in terms of potato chip production, I feel like you get like the kettle chips that like are very clearly a potato. I feel like Lay's might kind of like mush up some potatoes and throw some extra stuff in there and like shape them like potato chips.
What do you mean they're throwing extra stuff in there?
Add some like water and salt and high fructose corn syrup, and you turn one potato into a bag of potato chips.
I don't think that's true.
I think that's a real slice of potato.
Yeah.
300 million people, 30 bags of potato chips.
I think it's 2.5 potatoes per bag.
I really think it's
That's a
probably,
good guess. I feel like 2.5.
2.5 potatoes per bag. I feel like that's way less, but okay. Per bag.
Well, because they're
I
not
really
very
like-
thin.
I really like wavy Lays. Those are so good.
Those are
Oh
really
yeah,
good.
do we take texture into account too then?
What? Why would we take texture? Oh, do you think that wavy Lays
You
has
can
more
get
less-
potatoes per bag?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like kettle chips, you definitely get less potato chips.
Right.
per
And also the
potato.
scoop ones.
Well,
Well, that's a tortilla chip.
yeah, that's like a corn.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
corn chip.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Like Tostitos are like corn chips.
Yeah, that's true. And like Fritos.
So those are taken out of the equation.
Okay.
Yeah. so
I would say
just-
it's 4 potatoes per bag
I like 4 better, I think. We can do a range.
because they get
2.5
crispy and
to
they're like
4.
bigger. Well, how much does a potato chip bag weigh? 32 ounces?
That's how much, isn't it?
I don't.
JK.
32 ounces would be 2 pounds. Seems like
I really
heavy
like
for a
potato
bag of
chips.
potatoes.
Okay, 4 potatoes per bag.
Okay, so
I'm just like visualizing
300
like 4 big potatoes in the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when I think of it, I'm thinking like 2.5 because I'm going like this, like height wise.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
do you
but,
think the one potato fills the width?
I think it
and
depends on the
height of a
potato.
potato chip.
Yeah, I think it depends on the potato.
We didn't.
Potato.
Potato.
The potato.
We did not take into account variance in potato sizes.
That is true. Son of a gun. I think it's maybe we should up it to 5 potatoes then.
Okay, 5 potatoes. Final answer.
Okay. Do we feel confident about 5 potatoes per bag?
I think so.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
potatoes. But no, you get a lot of potato chips in a family size bag.
Hmm.
And we're saying people eat 30 potato chip bags per
A
person.
year.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of potato chips.
It's a lot of potato chips.
No, I feel like we should lessen that. That doesn't seem right.
30 bags? I think 20 bags on
Okay.
average.
Yeah, 20 bags on average.
Okay, but like,
Okay.
I
Because some
think-
people don't eat, and then some people eat.
and then some people will throw parties.
True.
Some people do throw parties.
Because you could buy like 4 or 5 bags of chips for a party.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
A lot of
so
potatoes.
are there really 300 million people in the US? I thought it was like more.
No,
I
I
think
think it's 300.
I think it's 330, maybe.
That's what I would have guessed, like 325 to 330.
You know, it seems a lot less compared to India.
Probably is. I think
Because
India has a
it
billion,
is.
don't they?
Yeah, India has like 1 billion and it's rising.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm going to say 325 million
Okay.
Okay.
times 20 bags of potatoes times
How is
5
she doing
potatoes
this
per
math?
bag with a calculator.
I know, but like,
It's not.
it's
My
just
graphing
like,
calculator.
okay.
I wrote it in our Google Doc for this episode. Okay, so the correct answer is
Our correct
Oh.
answer?
yeah, 32 billion 500 million. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, guys. We're pretty dumb because literally 20 bags times 5 potatoes is just 100. So we definitely could have done that in our head. But 32.5 billion potatoes.
32
That seems
point.
excessive.
That's like a lot of potatoes. And
Yeah.
like that's just for chips. Should we Google it?
Yeah.
We
let's-
should Google it.
How many potatoes? What's a good way to search this?
How many potatoes are used for
Are used.
potato
bag of
chips,
chips.
in the United States?
Potato
No,
chips.
I wouldn't put United States, then Google will just get confused.
U.S. potato consumption.
Well, that's gonna bring in like fries Okay, it takes 4 pounds of potatoes, which makes sense, I guess, to make one single pound or to make a single 1 pound bag of potato chips.
So 4
Wait.
pounds, a bag of potatoes is 5 pounds. So it's probably about like, how many potatoes are in a bag? 8 to 10?
50 to 100 usually. 'Cause
In a
50
5-pound bag of potatoes?
Oh, no, sorry. I'm thinking about the 50-pound bag.
No.
50-pound bag?
Well, yeah, Restaurant
Is that
Depot.
how you purchase your
Well, because of the restaurant.
Mm.
Sumegha's out here buying Costco-sized potato bags?
No. It was for the restaurant, and I had to lift a 50 pounds. I wanted to die, so that's what I
When
did.
I first applied to my first job, it was Party City, and they asked, like, are you capable of lifting 30 pounds? I didn't know because I was a teenager. I never picked anything up. And so I filled out no just to be safe. And they like literally looked at me and they're like, this will make you ineligible for the job. Like, are you able to lift 30 pounds? And I'm like, I genuinely don't know. And they just looked at me like, why are you the idiot who actually tried to answer this question? I got the job, don't worry.
Period. I'm trying to find the answer. I can't find a good source.
I mean, should we just Google the steps of like how many people are in the US? How many potatoes per bag?
Yeah.
US population 2022. 332. Good job, Jacob. Okay,
Wow.
I'm going to start the calculator over. 332, 403, 650. Cool. Average potato chip consumption per person.
In the United States.
Yeah. US. Are you Googling this also?
I'm looking up the average number of potatoes in a chip.
Okay. Potato chip consumption. Okay. The United States leads the world in potato chip consumption. Fun fact.
That's what I knew. I knew that, but I was like, I don't know how many.
Americans eat about 1.85 billion pounds of potato chips.
Holy
Well, you had the pound to pound
yeah.
ratio, right?
You get
So
1/4 pound of chips per pound of potato.
we have to multiply by 4.
Yeah.
Thank God I got that correct. I was supposed to be really embarrassed about my math skills.
Math is hard.
So 0.85 billion. That's million. So that's billion times 4 is 7.4 billion potato pounds.
Okay. Average
So
weight of potato. It searched average weight of a 1-year-old. Potato. Average weight of a potato is 5 to 10 ounces in pounds. Okay, in pounds.
0.3, 0.4.
A large potato, a medium-sized potato is 0.47 pounds.
So I multiply this times 0.47.
I guess. No, you divide it by 0.47, right? No.
Oh, I cleared the number. It was 7.4 billion. Okay.
Okay, 7.4 billion pounds.
We need to set up a fraction thing.
A ratio.
A ratio.
Y'all are hearing math in real time. You wouldn't get that if you just searched it on Google.
Get a 5 on AP Calc, let me tell you.
Me too.
You did?
Yeah.
Good job.
I also got an A in calculus 2 at the University at Buffalo.
Wow.
Okay,
so we have
trig, so.
7 billion pounds
Okay.
to X potatoes equals 0.4 pounds to 1.
Yeah.
So we do some cross multiplication. So we divide by 0.47.
Yeah. It's going to be
Large
like
number.
half of
15.7 billion potatoes.
So half of what we guessed. Because we guessed 32 billion.
Yeah.
We were close.
We were almost there.
We were off by 15 billion potatoes. We are the math question that they warned you about.
Well, really great work. Guys.
Really great work. Amazing.
Next up, Sumegha, do you have a question?
Yes, our final question of the hour.
Yes, I do. Do you think wild animals can sense how happy they make us?
Yes.
Specifically wild animals, not just any animal.
Well,
Like a
no, because I
domesticated.
feel like domesticated is obvious. Like cats are different, obviously, but like dogs
Cats are
literally just
built
run up to
different.
you. Yeah, but cats are built different. Dogs literally just run up to you, whatever, and like they're, with their oh my god, with
Whales
their
are
tails wagging, yeah,
tagging.
with their tails wagging and like their tongue wagging.
Well, I feel like the dogs are excited to see you.
Well, you're
Do
right.
they know that you also love them?
I'm
Yeah, when I
assuming.
cry on the floor, Stubbs walks away from me. So no, they do not.
Well, Stubbs is built different. Like that dog is like a little
It's
strange.
built different.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like wild animals will be different.
Do we need to warm up again?
There's a range of empathy.
Yeah, I think we do.
Brr, brr, ma, ma.
Okay, we're good.
One of my friends, side note, started listening to the podcast and was like, "Why are you making weird noises?" And I was like, "It's High School Musical."
Come on, guys, we're hip.
We're hip. We're hot. We're hot.
I think animals can sense emotions, regardless of if they're domesticated or wild.
Well, no, right, but like it's more that like, do you think they're happy to see us when they see us like coming towards them?
I think they're scared of us.
Elephants think we're cute.
Yes, I have seen that, and I love elephants.
So it's
They're my favorite
possible.
animal. So yeah.
I don't know if it's like a blanket animals. Like
Yeah,
us.
I'm wondering if it's like a mammal versus like fish versus like amphibian kind of thing.
I also feel like it's probably like a prey predator thing. Like deer,
Yeah.
I feel like are always afraid of you.
Yeah, but they're
For the
so
most part.
cute. Yeah,
They're
Deer
so
are
cute.
so cute.
But like
so
they're
cute.
traditionally a prey, so like it makes sense that they're
Yeah.
like predisposed to be afraid of us.
Which ironically, but they never run away from me whenever I like come up with my car. Like anytime anyone in my family like goes up in our car on our driveway, like up in our car and they're right there, they like never run away from us, which is weird, but whatever.
Okay,
Well, they're
Dr.
used to.
Doolittle.
You domesticated some deer.
Well, we also throw food on our lawn, so that probably helps.
That'll do it. Yeah, I think if you come up to a bear and you're like, "Oh my god, I love bears. They're so cute." It does not care that you love it. It's like, "I will eat you."
Same with like a tiger or lion, I feel. Although I'd love to see a cheetah in person one day.
I wonder if zoo animals know that we love them.
Yeah, they probably do. Because they're more, I guess.
They're acquainted to humans.
Yeah, they're used to humans, and although it makes me kind of icky that like they're, caged up, but whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Google autopopulate. Can wild animals sense pregnancy?
What?
Can wild animals sense fear?
I want to know if they can sense pregnancy.
What wild animals can you not eat?
Most of them?
Do
wild animals stay away from fire? Emotions is not one of them.
I think fire would be it would be natural to stay away from, because then they would die and they would know that.
Most scientists agree that animals are conscious beings that experience varying degrees of emotional responses. According to online.uwa.edu. University of Washington?
Yeah, probably.
It's in Livingston, Alabama, so I don't know what university.
Alabama, Arkansas. Yeah, animals have emotions.
I feel like that was a weird question, but I think we answered it.
University of West Alabama, online. Cool. Well, there's our answer.
We solved it. Easy
And
peasy,
so
lemon squeezy.
ends our 6th episode. I think we did a pretty good job. If you enjoyed that, feel free to follow us at Search Bar Podcast on social media. Or if you have a question, you can email us at searchbarpodcast@gmail.com. I am at eShubak on Instagram. I'm also private, so I don't know why I push this every time because I won't accept you.
I am at I got Shubak, IGOTSCHUPBACH. I am not on private, so you can just follow me, whatever. Sumegha, where would you like people to find you? Would you like to promote any, upcoming appearances, any book signings that you might have coming up? What do you have going on?
Lies. I have nothing going on. Just send good vibes for promotion, I guess. Because that's ultimately
Send good
what I
vibes for
want.
promotion and leave us a
Otherwise,
5-star review.
otherwise, this girl is quitting corporate. Just kidding. I need a job.
Period. We love jobs. Yes, and be sure to send us 5-star reviews. Give Sumegha those good vibes.
And then your listener questions.
Yes, listener questions. Send us listener
Mhm.
questions. We
And
put a
try
poll.
not to get murdered on public transportation this week.
Yes. We put a question on Spotify that I guess you can ask a question right through Spotify. I don't really know how that's going to work, but if you want to do that, great.
We'll try to figure out how to see it and then answer it.
We love being technological gurus.
See you guys next week.
Happy searching. Outside the Search Bar is a Perfectly Done Toast podcast production.